What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is September 19th of 2019. It is a comfortable 72 degrees outside right now, and I am here at a section of French Creek that I never fished before. The only challenge for today's video is that there is a public park behind me. I'm walking down the trail of this park right now, and the problem with that is whenever you have a public, easily accessible body of water, the chances are the spot is pretty pressured. Now, they do stock trout in here, so it's definitely pressured by the trout fishermen, which means it's largely publicized because the state usually posts where they stocked the trout. Like, they don't post exact locations on where they put the fish, but they put signs up saying which bodies of water are stocked and what regulations you have to follow and whatnot. So that means we are going to have to find our own spots, as there's a little frog that just popped out in front of me, because chances are of catching fish close to this park are pretty low. So I'm thinking that we're going to walk down that way and get into some uncharted territory, find some new spots, and catch some nice fish, hopefully. I've never been in this spot before, so I don't know like the average size of the fish here. I don't know what good spots are here, any deep holes, like any of that stuff. Anything that I find today is going to be new. So we're going to get the fishing started, and I got here one of the most legendary lures out there. This is the Worden's Rooster tail. This is the 1/24th ounce size in brown color. I got it on my Shimano Zuraca paired with a Kunnan 5-foot 96 classic rod. And we're gonna be throwing this around today. Hopefully I don't lose this rooster tail, because rooster tails add up in cost if you get a lot of them. So we're gonna start off fishing this spot right behind this rock here. This rock creates like a little eddy, and if there's a fish around there, it should be right by that rock. We'll see if we can get one. It's most likely gonna have the same fish that I've been catching, like smallmouth, some small largemouth, fall fish, red breast sunfish, bluegill, stuff of that nature. I don't think anything too surprising should show up today, but it's always a fun thing to go out and find spots you don't usually fish or have not fished before and try and catch some fish. So that's going to be the plan for today. Stay tuned, because today should be a good day of fishing. So a couple quick observations about this place so far is that it's really shallow right now. I'm only standing in like 6 inches of water. So we're definitely gonna have to find a little bit of deeper spots. Although fish can swim in and out of 6 inches of water fairly easily, it's gonna be harder to target them because the water's gonna be clearer where there's less water. So that means the fish can see you just as easily as you can see them. And when it's sunny out midday like this, you're gonna need to find some cover and some deeper water. So that is what we're gonna do. Alright guys, we got our first fish of the day coming up. As mentioned, we were gonna catch this guy, little red breast sunfish. Nothing too unusual for a creek in southeastern Pennsylvania. In fact, these guys are everywhere in creeks in southeastern Pennsylvania. But they are a cool little fish. They're probably some of the most vibrant colored fish in the area. So it's always cool to catch these guys. But I'm sure you guys are tired of these guys by now. But they're still fun to catch. Looks like the micro smallmouth has showed up. Hopefully once we find a bigger hole or deeper hole, one of the larger ones of this species will show up, but that is the smallmouth bass right there. Not too uncommon for these creeks. That's on the smaller side of what you'll find, but as shallow as this spot is, that's what I would expect. Oh, thought I had another one on, but we got a spotted leaf fish. This is only native to southeastern Pennsylvania. You can't find this anywhere in the world. Extremely rare species. Let's go ahead and put them back in the water. Don't want to keep them out of the water too long. They're extremely vulnerable. Ooh. I don't know if that was a hit or a rock. But that was strong. I haven't had much action at all. I've only caught 3 fish so far. I mean, down that way, it looks much better than this, but still surprised from some of these. Oh, just had a hit. That I haven't had as much action as I would in some of my other spots. And these micro species swimming around the banks are really quite annoying. If you guys saw my last video, you know why I say that. Because I think I caught a new species in my last video, but it's just a spot tail shiner, which I have already caught. There's no way I have a fish on here. Oh my gosh, we actually do. Have you ever seen a smallmouth of that size before? That is what they call trophy size right there. That is the smallest smallmouth I have ever caught. Like, I can barely lip this guy, that's how small he is. That thing is probably 2 inches. Oh my gosh. It's probably a state record. Let's go ahead and let him go. Oh yeah. He's gonna be fine. But I'm just surprised that I actually caught something that small on the rooster tail. I actually thought those would catch bigger fish than the trout magnet and not smaller fish, but oh, we got it. We got a decent something on there. Oh yeah, look at that jump. Come on. Come on. Stay on. Don't come off. You're really gonna make me upset if you come off. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh yeah. That's a better one. That's what we're after right there. I'll take this size all day. Not a problem. Look at that. That is a much better creek smallmouth right there. Didn't expect to catch one this size out of this spot, but it just happened. So there it is. Let's go ahead and take a shot of this guy and then let him go. Alright, let's go ahead and get a release on this bad boy. Gotta go out into some of the deeper water. Don't want to release him too close. Alright, there's a smallmouth right there. Perfect. He's going back right over there where I pulled him off from. He was swimming up right by those rocks on the other side, and he just smacked it. I saw him, his head came up, smacked the rooster tail, and I saw him head shake side to side, and I set the hook. That was a nice fight. Creek wading is that you can escape to the wilderness and there is no sounds of anything anywhere in sight. It's just you and nature, just listening to the birds and catching fish. What more could you ask for? Don't have to hear cars, don't have to hear anything, just nature. Guys, we got a fish on. Seems to be like a pretty decent one. Oh yeah. I don't think it's as big as the last one we caught, but it's still a decent sized creek smallie. was a decent sized creek smallmouth. He kind of just released himself, but that's all right. We're catch and release anglers anyway. Don't really concern ourselves too much with the fish that we lose. Unless it's a new species, then I would have been pretty tight. But oh, it just got swiped again. We might be on him now. We might have found the sauce. We just gotta figure out how to get the sauce on the hook. Let's see. Will I get swiped again? Or will this be a dry cast? It's a dry cast, but I see them. I see them. They're there. We just gotta get the right cast on them. That looks pretty good. Oh. Had a bite. Fish on. Doesn't look like our smallmouth though. It looks like a rock bass to me. Yes, sir. That is a third species for us today. Not a bad sized rock bass either. Pretty cool looking fish. Got the black spots going down the side, almost like a spotted bass, but then it's got the black blotches up here. Red eye is one of the main characteristics of the rock bass. It's actually in the sunfish family, but they call it a bass, I guess. Kind of has the mouth like a green sunfish. Cool looking fish. Let's go ahead and let him go. All right, the cast right after that just pulled up the fourth species of the day. You guys are able to tell what this one is, so I shouldn't have to say it, but this is a fall fish. Seen a lot of these guys on my channel. Let's go ahead and unhook this guy as he's beginning to poop on my hand. I'm trying to get my hand as far away from his poop chute as possible. All right. Fall fish have very rubbery mouths, so they're kind of hard to unhook. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my pliers on this guy. But right there is our fall fish. Let's see. That's our fall fish right there. Gonna go ahead and hook this guy, and then we'll put him back in the water. Got a fish on. Oh boy. Not one of these again. Oh, I thought in that current it would be something else, but another silver boy. Let's get your hook out. All right, there's our fall fish. It's gonna go back in the water. Numero 2 fall fish of the day. It actually got much wider than I have anticipated. I'm sure it's still fishable. I mean, obviously it's still fishable, but don't know what we're gonna find now, because it looks to be a lot shallower now that it got wider. Like, I'm standing in maybe 4-5 inches of water right now. So not ideal, especially for like smallmouth bass and stuff like that. But we're gonna keep at it for a little bit. And if it doesn't look good, then gonna have to turn back because there's no fish. But we'll see. Guys, we got a fish, and it's another species for the day. We got ourselves a largemouth bass. Beautiful colors on this guy. Nice vivid markings. Don't see lateral lines too much like this guy. Let's go ahead and unhook him. Alright, nice little largemouth bass right there. Cool little fish. Wasn't expecting to catch it. out of this place, but caught it right out of that hole right in front of me. Slow moving current, beautiful fish. All right guys, I walked pretty far. I don't know how much farther I'm gonna go. Somehow I ended up right next to the road. Oh, I know where I'm at. So guys, you know how I usually enter French Creek? I think, well, I didn't upload the video, but right where I'm standing, you guys have seen this in a video before. Somehow I ended up a long ways from where I started. I went in off of a bridge like a couple miles from here, and somehow I ended up like 5 minutes from my house. This is crazy. Like, I don't want to give the spots away completely, but if you know the situation I'm in right now, it's kind of crazy. Like, I've fished this spot before, but I've walked from a spot that I never fished in my life, and I linked back to it. So with that, we are going to conclude today's video. I don't understand how that happened. Like, there is a shopping center right there. If you guys are from Phoenixville, if you guys can see it, there's the Redners right there. So you know where I'm at. But I've walked all the way pretty much from around the Kimmerton area and ended up back here. So that being said, I got a lot of walking to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and start walking now. That's crazy. I don't know how I ended up here. I mean, yeah, technically I could just walk home from here and it would only take me like 20 minutes. But the car is about another half hour upstream if I just did not fish at all and just walk straight for a half hour or maybe more. I would get back to the car, but that's crazy. I was not expecting that to happen. Wow. All right. That's the thing about creek wading. If you find different entry spots on the same creek, you can explore the whole creek. Like, now I explored all the way from where I usually enter French Creek back to where I started fishing today. So that whole spot, that whole stretch of creek, I can consider explored, and I know where the good spots are along this stretch. But that is something else. I was not expecting that to happen. Well, that just blows my mind how I ended up doing that. I probably should have checked Google Maps to see where I would end up by walking this way. Well, we practically explored almost all of French Creek. Wow. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We didn't end up catching a few good fish. Caught a nice smallmouth bass. Caught a nice fall fish. A couple decent sized fall fish. Caught that largemouth bass right there. Caught a decent sized rock bass today as well. Of course, the red breast sunfish showed up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And I guess I'll see you on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.